just done over here. High five. And today I want to have a little, I don't know, just discussion. I don't know, I just thought it kind of occurred to me. I'm going to be playing Physical Practice in the background, so just ignore me. Anyways, I'd like to talk about, video games and how they supposedly make people more violent and like the whole entire Call of Duty thing and how everyone's bitching about this. And I think I want my opinion to be heard. So I think the main thing about people, and I have to agree with this part, is the fact that people are like, these days people are like, oh, look at all these video games. Look at how violent that. Now, warning, not all of what I'm about to say is, oh my god, my F-Love is glitching like a beast. What I'm about to say, not all of it is completely, not all of it is, not all of it's completely my own thoughts. It's, I found this channel called, I'll put his channel link in the description. I'll have to find him. Touchy. So basically, I think the main argument, and I have to agree, is that video games contain a lot of violence, and even some realistic violence, and from what I believe they even use games like Call of Duty or probably more Battlefield, because to me, I don't want to get into the whole Call of Duty Battlefield war. In fact, this video is just going to be covering, I'm going to start a series basically. Okay, at first I literally just intended just to do this video, just to stop bitching. You know, I'm actually going to do a series about like, a bunch of topics. Basically, I feel like, yes, I agree that these games can be actually used for soldiers who are about to go out in the field. I think just to get their surroundings more aware. And yes, these games are violent. And I personally am shocked that 9-year-olds are playing this. Now, one of my tutors said, I had tutoring today, we were actually talking about video games, like how violent they are, and should 9-year-olds be playing and stuff. And the way I answered it is, she answered it was that she was surprised that 9-year-olds are playing games like Call of Duty and stuff. And she said, but they're not real people. They're just moving targets to them. And they don't even, and I have to agree, because it's just AI. It isn't real. It doesn't even, and I'm not trying to hear the shit on like Call of Duty or Battlefield and say, oh no, these games are terrible and they're not even close to realistic. That's why it's stupid. No. Do I think over the years they've gotten a lot more realistic? Hell yes. I would say Battlefield more than Call of Duty, just because Call of Duty's, the plots are a bit weird. Again, I'm not here to review. I just personally think Battlefield stuff's better. But, I mean, yes, so are the plots in Call of Duty single player ridiculous? Hell yes. But when it comes down to it, it's very, yes, it's different, but it's sometimes very similar to war. It is essentially in a war, and the fact that I see 9-year-olds having to go through that, and they don't care. So here's the question. Should 9-year-olds and people that you see on Call of Duty, like really young people, even my age, should be playing it? They rated M for mature, and I see why they rate it. But you look at the world today, and I have to say no. I believe, fine, if they want to play it, go ahead. I'm not going to go against that. But it's their parents' decision. Do they want them playing something very simulative to war itself? And if the parents are fine with that, okay, fine. Anyways, did I kill him? Anyways, so the main point of the matter is the fact that, okay, you look at the world today, you see terrorism, you see that these games are dealing with real world problems, and while I'm not going to be the person who's going to be like, no, video games are fine, the fact that they're violent, oh come on, get out of your rockers, video games are awesome, I'm not going to be that dude. Do I love video games? Of course, they're probably my favorite thing in my life. Well, one of my favorite things. They're basically, I would say, video games introduced me to my life right now. Without video games, I don't even know if I'd have a YouTube channel. So basically, oh my god, time paradoxes. So basically, I personally feel like, do I feel video games these days maybe are getting really violent? Grand Theft Auto, I really don't. I really don't like the premise of you being a freaking criminal and the plot behind it. I don't like that. But if someone's gonna go make a game out of it, I say let them. I think it's how immature and really not right it is for a game mechanic and a gameplay thing. Call of Duty is a good game when it comes to play it, and the idea is brilliant. Is it necessarily the best thing for somebody like a 9-year-old to see a stripper giving you a lap dance? No, I don't think that should really be public information. But it's things that happen in the real world. So it's not like, oh, this is absolutely unrealistic and cruelty, and oh, this can never happen. I don't want people like that, because this is what's happening in our world today. It's also the world we live in. People are like, oh, this is terrible, this is terrible. And the way I answer, does it suck? Hell yes. I don't want to hear that people are getting stabbed and their head cut off because of the belief that their parents taught them. I think that is horrific. But you know what? Go ahead, okay? I'm gonna let them. Okay, I personally think... Oh, sorry, no. Let me reword that. If that's the world we live in, that is... People saying, oh, it's terrible terrorism. Yes, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh, terrorism is not bad. Oh, it's fine. No, don't worry. I'm not going to be that guy. I think terrorism is terrible. I think it is terrible, and I feel all terrorists should be eliminated. I started to sound like Aaron Yeager with the Titans. But do I feel that everyone needs to be complaining about it? No, because it's the... Look at your times. You had World War II. Don't get me wrong. War is terrible. I'm not here to make a war joke or say, like, haha, well, it's the same thing, eh? Or something stupid like that. I'm not there to do that. But what I am here to say is that the worlds we live in are very similar. They're just different problems. Like, you think, oh, terrorism is bad. But look at your time. Racism was a terrible problem then. Even now, it's better, and there's equal rights, but still, people will still view black and white people, and, okay, I have a lot to talk about. Luckily, I'm making a series. I think these episodes will be like 10 minutes long. So basically, the way I see it is, yes, is that, yeah, but, okay, racism is still powerful, especially lately. Now, I'm not going to be racist here. I know this comment's going to get a lot of hate, and this video will probably get a lot of hate, but I'm not here to be offensive in anywhere. I'm just spreading my opinion. Jesus. Anyways, so basically, what happened was, more or less, what happens is, like, how can I explain this? Without saying this, like, how racist. Statistically, and I'm not trying to stereotype saying, oh, I've been watching a bunch of videos and it's totally like this. I'm not going to be that guy. But what I want to say is that black people generally or at least in the news, let's put it this way, in the news, a lot of criminals you see are African American or black. That's more or less a fact. Maybe it's just what I've seen. My brain's perceiving that way. But from what I've seen, that's what it is. Not trying to be racist. Not trying to be offensive. Everyone is black. I've met black people. I know black people. Black people are actually really awesome people. But I want to say this is because it's the world we live in. It's not like racism is still a problem. Is it as bad as it was? I don't know, like 50 plus years ago. Hell no. No, it's much better. People really probably respect people. But there will always be there will always be people. So getting back to the point, video games. Here's the thing, and someone made it. I'm trying to remember their name. I'm gonna go to their channel because I was actually just watching a video of them. It's called Review Tech USA. I'll put their channel in the description. People are texting me, but I honestly don't give a damn. They made a point where they were more or less talking about, like, why is it always video games being blamed? And why not movies or books or television? It's always video games now. It's always like, oh, look at all these video games. Well, just a couple of years ago, you were blaming TV and movies. So, what suddenly changed? What? Grand Theft Auto? Well, a couple of years ago, you were saying how bad what's on TV. So now you go, there's not much change, really, in the violence over a couple of years. Yeah, over the course of 20 years, yeah, okay. Maybe a bit more violent, maybe a bit less violent. I don't know. But, I mean, you look at all these shooting cases and think, oh, it's because of video games that this happens. Oh, it's probably the violent videos. You see all this controversy and crap. And do I think video games help the violence? No, I don't think. But I don't think it's the main cause of violence, of murder cases and unstable. Now, I know this will probably, in couple years ago, I think it was 2012. I'm sorry if I got the date wrong. I'm really sorry. The scene was terrifying. Sandy Hook. Now, I'm not saying, oh yeah, video games most definitely cause that. But I believe they play, okay, the kid freaking had a disease, a mental disease, and you gave him a firearm. I believe that was the story. You gave him a firearm for his birthday or Christmas. One of the two. Where is the logic? You know that he's playing, well, you may know he's playing these games. Like, I think he had, like, Modern Warfare 2 in his house. He definitely, I'm pretty sure he got Grand Theft Auto. And he had a bunch of these games with shooting and stuff. You don't give that to a kid who has mental issues. You don't do that. That's common sense. Video games don't do that. Now, fair enough. If that game wasn't there, would he have never done that? Maybe. But then what about everything else? Like movies or a show? He could have seen that on TV, thought, haha, I could do that, not knowing the consequence of his actions because he's mentally disturbed. Fair enough, what I think he did is still terrible, and I'm not going to decide, oh, because he's mentally insane, he's excused. No way. What he did is wrong. I don't care who you are or what you did. You murdered 20 plus people. That you deserve to die. I don't care what you said. So basically, the way I saw it is that, do I think video games like Call of Duty and GTA are very violent, and I personally believe that are very violent and really just aren't good. I don't think they aren't good, actually, shall I look at it. I personally believe they're very violent, and I personally think that I personally believe that kids really should not have their hands on a game like Call of Duty, where they are literally experiencing the trauma of war. Is it as close as war? Oh, hell no. War is much more violent than Call of Duty. And kids will think, oh yes, exactly. Now I can go into a battlefield and go Rambo. But if you were to put that kid in the same situation in war, they couldn't do it. It's like people saying, oh, the video games are making them violent. Let's put this into perspective. So you have that situation in the war in the single-player campaign. Your single-player and what they would normally play, not the online. I'm not going to count that. Okay, fine. You put them in that situation. Okay, in the Call of Duty. They'll be able to run around and shoot people and probably have fun. Probably die a couple times. Put that same situation where you have to shoot somebody in real life. A child could not do that. Almost definitely. I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 people. And I would say 9-year-olds and stuff. I'm not talking about like my age. My age, there's a better chance. But 9-year-olds couldn't. 9-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 10-year-olds could not shoot, man. I'm pretty sure even my age, everybody's like, oh, I can do it. I don't even think a 12-year-old could do it. A 12, 13, turning 13-year-old could shoot somebody. I could maybe. If my life depended on it, maybe I could shoot somebody and finish them. But I couldn't just shoot somebody without a good reason. The point of it is, yes, video games may make kids more violent, like punching and stuff. But when it comes to actual murder violence, when it comes to a child, I don't believe if they had to do something like that, and if they realized and conscious of their actions, they couldn't do it. So I personally, do video games maybe promote violence minorly? I'm going to have to agree, yes. But do I think video games like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Modern Warfare, Battlefield should be taken off the shelves in the store? I'm going to have to say no. I personally believe what if an adult wants to play it, eh? It's not fair for them. It's the way I look at it is the fact that that's the world we live in. We better get used to it. I can't really explain it other than the fact that, yeah, I'm going to actually record another video because I'm actually really enjoying these reviews now. So basically, that's all I think I have for right now. Oh, that fire! Okay, yes. So basically, the way I look at it is the fact that I think violent video games aren't necessarily, how do I put it, aren't necessarily helping violence in this planet, but I don't think they're the main cause. I would say the main cause is the surroundings that people are in and the parentingship. If you look at something, you look at news cases today. Like, I was actually, one of my friends, she sent me a video where a kid actually got suspended for having, if you guys ever watched the anime Death Note, you'll know what, he had like a player Death Note, and he had a bunch of names of the kids, in his class. Is that kind of disturbing? I'm gonna say yes. But, I'm kind of a sick person, so I almost found that kind of funny. But looking at it, I think that's kind of messed up, and I'm pretty sure he knew that wasn't a real Death Note. So he wouldn't have, if he actually had a real Death Note and literally knew what was going to happen, then I would have to say, you know what? No. He wouldn't do that. I know kids. And if he did, then that's the world we live in. The way I put it is that, a final conclusion, people always think, oh, okay, one day we shall dominate, have world peace and stuff. No, we will never have world peace. Why? Because there will always be that one person who will disagree and try and start a fight. It's human nature. There's nothing we can do about it. So we have to live our lives and make the best of what we have. That is all for this time, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please high-five that like button. Means a lot. Do basic stuff like commenting, subscribing, spread the word of the channel. Follow my Instagram if you want to. Let.Acrimino2. Keep on critic on, guys. Oh yeah, and follow my Twitter, Mr. Underover. Keep on critic on. I will see you all later, guys. Bye.